What the fuck is this world? What have they done to us? What did they do to us?
I think it's time for a bit of Kamala word salad.
Yay. I've got a crazy conspiracy too. That's my new segment.
Our election is about.
Crazy conspiracy.
Our election is about understanding the importance of this beautiful country of ours in terms of what we stand for around the globe as a democracy. As a democracy, we know there's a duality to the nature of democracy. On the one hand, incredible strength when it is intact. What it does for its people to protect and defend their rights, their liberty, and their freedom. Incredibly strong and incredibly fragile. And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch.
Right.
Turn that off.
On a different front, Axios this week reported that President Trump, if he gets a second term, will sort of dial back, for lack of a better term, DEI programs.
God, I hope she loses. Fuck, I can't wait to see her
disagree with that.
fail your
You don't want him
speech.
to get a second term. That said, if that does happen, what do you think that would do to race relations in this country?
Well, let me say we're going to win, so it's not going to happen. But I think that, listen, today is actually, I believe,
She's so condescending to everyone she talks to.
right? And I was just in Selma, and we celebrated, acknowledged the 59th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. I think it's really important that we as Americans always embrace our history.
What the fuck
The
is she
parts that we're
answering?
proud of
He asked
and the
about
parts
Trump's
that
second
we're
term.
not proud of, but that we can't
Yeah,
forget.
She's
question
just gone
was
off.
about
We
diversity.
should all
Is she
agree
worried
that we
about
should
when
teach
Trump
this
comes
history.
in,
We should
is he
learn
going to
history if
repeal
we're to
all the
ever
diversity
have an
that
accurate
Biden put
idea
in?
of where we want to go and where we don't want to go in the future. And that means also acknowledging the importance of diversity.
I'm saying
It
lots
means
of words
acknowledging
that
the
don't
importance
actually fucking mean much.
of the fact that everyone should have equal opportunity to compete and equity.
I
And
get
then,
this
of course,
way at about
inclusion,
1 o'clock
that, you
after
know, hey,
5 or
let's
6
look around
hours
the
of
room and see
podcasting.
who's not here, and did we leave the door open?
This is me.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
What? That's fucking hilarious.
How condescending is that to the troops?
How condescending is she?
that?
The face she made when Trump said they're eating the dogs and the cats, and obviously that's a fucking controversial thing to say. He knew that would blow up and become fucking headlines all over the world. But the face she makes is so like, he does this thing as if like he is just coming up for he's just freestyling off the top of his head with anything he can think of, as if there's no possibility that it's true or that anything like that has ever happened or will ever happen.
Lynette just posted, and the moderators didn't pick that up in the debate.
That there were more, that there's active servicemen out there right now. No, the moderators were all over Trump, and that's what they were paid to do. But do you realize that it's because so that debate was under her terms, right? That was her everything about, like, he went to her debate. So they set it up with her media and her moderators and everything. So they were supposed to have 3. And she refused the other 2 and said no. I'll only do one, and it's got to be under my terms, and it's got to be with my moderators and my coverage. So it was CNN or whoever the fuck is on their side that covers that shit. So he went into hostile territory. He could have just said, no, I don't want to have the debate then, or whatever. He went over into hostile territory for a one-off debate. Now, do you think right now, if there was a second debate on his team with his territory, she would do very well, especially after this one, where he could then go back and destroy her on all the mistakes she made?
And Catherine Cavani just posted, one of the moderators was Harris's
sorority sister. 100%.
Yeah, and we had that before. It's like, how is that even possible? How, like, do they not think that it's going to get found out and going to get exposed? That's what I don't get. And my first thought was, with the pearl earrings that were supposedly like walkie-talkies. I think that's misdirection, man. I don't believe it. I really don't think it. Look, it could be. I don't think they'd be that silly. I think it's misdirection. I think that everyone's now focusing on that. I think they're focusing on fucking earrings and whistleblowers and all this bullshit. That's probably bullshit. So that they're not looking at the real shit where she hired all the fucking moderators to essentially make her look good. And I mean, she may have had the questions ahead of schedule, and that's legit. But as far as I'm aware, the whole rumor that's going around, because that's all I've found of it to be true, that a whistleblower got killed in a car accident. Just said that one with the troops saying, so where the fuck are we right now? Should get shared flat out. I mean,
it has been. I've seen it 100 times. It's been shared a lot.
Nuts. That's just an outright lie. How can she not know that troops are still on the ground in other countries?
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?